Lately I've been working on a Stormcast Eternals Hero for a Path of Glory campaign in Age of Sigmar. I do like a narrative game more than anything else in this hobby, aside from kit bashing, building, and painting miniatures of course. But it feels more fun to just roll some dices without worrying about the win and instead play a story that is made up of wins and losses. That way everyone wins more or less. You are simply writing a story while playing rather than competing. And that story is made from your decisions and the dice gods. No boundaries, unlike, let's say, a video game story might have. This model was built from a leftover Praetor I had. I told the story in the previous episode, the long one, where I talked about making plans to get stuff done. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. First of all, I am quite happy that, despite knowing it's the same sculpt, even the slightest change of the silhouette can make things less obvious. In the middle of the battle, you probably won't notice the similarities all that much. A simple change, such as that my hero is now holding two things instead of one in his hands, does wonders. This handsome feller is called Kurnoth Auenwald. I decided he would come from the Realm of Ghyran, which is why I added a little insect from the Spirit of Durthus sprue on his shoulder. I like this little detail. Kurnoth is a name that many Sylvaneth units bear, but only when flipping through my core rules book and looking up stuff to find inspiration, I stumbled across the lore of the character that bears the name Kurnoth. I decided that it feels in character for parents of this realm to name their children after a being like this. And next off, I made him connected to my Arch Revenant, which also needs to get paint on. Now I am motivated to paint that one as well, since they have a little bound. Making up stories like this can really give you a reason and motivate you to do stuff. Kurnoth probably knew her from when he was a kid. I don't know if this would work lore-wise, and I don't really care. My minis, my stories. Actually, I also need Sylvaneth for an upcoming project, but that's for later, maybe. This war scroll was built using the same website I used for making the markers in my last video, and I followed the Anvil of Apotheosis section of the Stormcast Eternals battle tome to create a hero that would fight for defending the still damaged forest for the battle against Nurgle, or defending the weak, while also having healing abilities. Even if you don't use heroes here for Path of Glory campaigns, this is such a cool tool. And while it doesn't even take much time, and you can use a non-kit bashed model as well, making something personal and spending as much time as I did on the Cold Vein character editor feels great. Honestly, the only thing we really need now is a tool to create your own regiments of renown, or some other kind of quote-unquote official ally rules for Age of Sigmars 4th edition. I know that there have been issues in the past, especially in 40k when it comes to allowing units from other factions into your army. You probably want armies versus armies rather than cherry pick the best stuff from each faction and make a old school Yu-Gi-Oh deck out of it. But in my opinion, this should only be viewed as an issue for tournaments, because in fun, casual games, you can basically do whatever you want. And I think that someone who really just wants to set up some of their favorite units, or a custom army like that, doesn't really cherry pick that competitively. Still though, having something to lean on, guidelines of what to consider when taking certain points worth of units, and ready to go abilities to pick from, for players to think it's balanced, which probably is not going to be the case, it would be nice. I don't think it would be all that hard to just set up a regular regiment with my hero his Arch Revenant and her Spirit of Durthus, just for fun. But for now, I think it's better to find a group first and play along the rules before breaking them. Probably a better idea than to start out with homebrewed stuff, but that can be done in solo play or in other means.